Hello and welcome to part 4 of creating a vertical bat shooter in Unity. In this video, we're going to be going over triggering the spit animation, creating the fireball prefab, and scripting fireball movement. Let's get started. So right here, I'm going to create a prefab of this fireball. I'm going to go to the assets folder, right click, go to create, new folder, and then name this folder prefabs. Then I'm going to double click on it and drag that fireball into the prefabs folder. Now this fireball is like a template and I can drag this out as many times as I want, and it can have different settings individually. Each fireball can have its own settings, or they can just all have the same settings. And whenever we're going to spawn this fireball, it's just going to be spawning an instance of this prefab. And I can delete that now. And I'm gonna get the bat animation going because I don't think I got the spit going yet. So I'm gonna go back to my player controller script, and I know it's working, so I can delete that. I'm gonna put anim dot set trigger attack. And if you recall, in our bat animation, let's go to our bat animator, which is named bat flap. I don't like that. I'm just gonna call it bat animator. Right here we have this trigger. It's called attack. This is what we're referencing. We're pretty much saying when you press this key, set this trigger, so it'll play the attack animation. And sometimes if you have issues with animations, you might not have your animation slotted right here in these squares. But yeah, it will trigger to play the animation and it will go back to idle. So I'm going to go back to the scene. Let's see. And here, if you don't, your animator needs to be slotted in your bat right here. Versus animator. If it's not there, you can just drag it, put it in there. So I'm gonna hit play. Something's not working. Unassign reference. Player controller. Oh, okay. I think I see the issue. Unassigned reference exception. Player controller has not been assigned. Alright, let's go to the bat. Player controller. Oh, okay. It just needs the animator right here. And the animator is on the bat, so I'm just going to drag the bat in there. And we try it again. There it is. Spit. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is when he spits, I need to shoot a fireball. So I'm going to go back to the player controller. Right here, I'm going to add a public game object fireball. And then here, when you press space, instantiate fireball. There we go. Then I also want to add a public game object. We call it spawn point. So I'm gonna go to my bat. When he spits a fireball, he's gonna need a point to spawn from. So I'm going to add right here bat, create empty, and call this spawn point. And it's going to come from right here. And make sure that this is a child of the bat. See this down arrow? Means it's a child of the bat. So that means when the bat moves, it will move with the bat. So now I have my spawn point. I'm going to select the bat again. And see these two areas right here that are empty? I need to put the spawn point in right here in the spawn point. And then go to the prefabs and find the fireball and slot that in right there. So after I connected the fireball and the spawn point, now I just need to create the fireball. And remember, I put the public fireball right here and the spawn point. That's how I created these fields on the bat that you can put those objects in. And right here, I need to change this up a little bit. Instead of just instantiate fireball, you need to say instantiate fireball, comma, spawn point dot transform dot position, comma, and then quaternion dot identity as game object. Actually, might not need that part. And all this is saying is create the fireball prefab at the spawn point, at the transform position of the spawn point. And this has to do with the rotation, just like keep the rotation how the game object is. And let's see. So now when I hit the space key, it should spit a fireball. There's an unintended glitch. It is pushing the bat backwards. Oh, it's shooting him upwards. I do want to make sure it's not pushing you back, though. Let me see. It is. And I believe it's doing that because the fireball has a collider. And it's pushing me back. I'm going to just take this fireball and the collider, I'm just going to set it as a trigger, is trigger. That way it's not going to, and I need to do it to the game object. So I'm going to go in the prefabs folder, select the fireball, and on the collider, I'm going to click is trigger. And all that's going to do is make it to where it won't interact with pushing, it won't push my bat back, but it's still going to be able to detect this collider as a trigger. See, there we go.